Hello everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel and I'm super excited to be here on ThermOWeb's YouTube channel today to share a Monogram Notecard gift set that is very easy to make and is extra special because the monogramming is done in neon flock. So I have several colors of the ThermOWeb Rina K Electro-Pop neon flock, which comes in these great neon colors. I also have ThermOWeb's Deco foil foam adhesive. It's a double-sided thin foam adhesive, and we'll use that to die cut out these letters, which are from the stamp market. It is the Pretty Poster Alpha in lowercase. I have the stamp set, but we're just going to be using the dies today. So to get started, I am going to cut an 8.5 by 11 piece of white cardstock down to 4 A2 pieces of paper. And I am going to use my corner chomper to round the corners at a 1/2 inch round. So I'm going to round all 4 corners of all 4 note cards there, and that's just going to create a nice unique look, and it's going to be consistent throughout. This is the double-sided adhesive foam. I'm going to put it down on the alphas that I am going to be using. I'm just going to do a first initial and a last initial. Then I'm going to peel off the back protective layer of the foam. Now, there are some parts of these alphas that are rather thin, so you just want to be careful when you're removing the backing to not get the alpha out of shape. I put the K onto the note card just to see where the center is, and I'm just eyeballing this. Honestly, you could draw a little pencil mark if you wanted to really get it precise, but these are going to look super, super cute regardless of how exactly centered they are. So I'm going to do the same exact thing with the K. I'm going to peel off the back protective layer and then lay it down onto the note card. And just again, be careful with those thin spots there. Now I can peel off the top protective layer. Once they're down on the note card, it's much easier to just peel off that top protective layer. I'm going to use the orange flock and I'm going to place the color and the fuzzy side down onto the adhesive, and I'm just going to rub it to straighten it out. And once that's done, I put it inside of a parchment paper sandwich, not because you have to, but because my die cutting mats get a little dirty and I don't want the white note cards to get dirty when I pass it through the die cut machine. So I am going to put this in a sandwich that is just like my regular die cutting sandwich. That just applies the pressure, which presses the flock onto the exposed adhesive. Then all you have to do is carefully peel off that flock and you can see that it has transferred. If you get little spots trying to not transfer, just push it back down until you can get it all peeled off. And now it has dimension and it has texture, which is the great thing about using the double-sided adhesive rather than just die cutting the flock. So if you die cut the flock itself, it will be pretty flat to the card, but this makes it extra special by adding that element of dimension. So I'm just gently peeling off. You can see there that part of the K, I had not removed the release paper. It had just ripped, so it had not removed at the very top of the K. It's not a big deal. Just remove it, put another piece of flock on top, run it through one more time, and you can see that it transferred perfectly. No problems there. Here is that really bright neon. I love these colors. So this note card set is a gift for a teenager. I thought this would be perfect. It's also just a great summer set that you could use for anybody who loves summer colors and brights like this. I am just trimming some of the flock into thin strips. This time I'm not going to be placing this onto the double-sided adhesive foam. I am just going to be adhering these strips down flat to the card just to have another layer of interest. I'm going to add some thin strips above and below the monogram. I just want them all to be about the same size. So here's the iCraft Ultra Bond adhesive in the pen. I really love this adhesive because it dries clear, it's permanent, and having it in the pen makes it really manageable to apply in small spots and to hold and to just continue drawing lines or dots. So I was so happy when ThermOWeb came out with this new pen holder for their Ultra Bond adhesive, which is my favorite anyway. So I'm going to use that pen to put a thin line of Ultra Bond down on the back of those thin pieces of flock that we had cut. And I'm just going to, like I said, lay them down underneath and above those monogram flock letters. The great thing about the Ultra Bond, it has a slightly longer drying time than some other liquid adhesives. This is great because it gives you time to wiggle and move things into place before it gets super stuck, which I really, really like. I like that extra second. It's not forever. It definitely dries quickly enough that you can start doing other things to your cards after it dries, but just that extra second of being able to maneuver things so that you can really get those lines nice and straight above and below your letters, and it looks really, really cute. I just love all this texture and all these bright colors. I'm going to use Gina K's Sheer Satin Fancy Ribbon in the white silver, but I decided I wanted my ribbon to be colorful as well. So I grabbed out the Electro-Pop neon inks in the colors that I used of the flock as well. So the pink, orange, yellow, and green, and then I am going to use those right on my ribbon. So I'm just gonna swipe it across the ribbon. I have a piece of parchment paper underneath so that I don't get anything on my desk surface, and I'm going along the ribbon and doing all four colors. I do the front and the back. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of Ultra Bond on the ends so that they don't fray at all. And I'm using a little bit of heat tool here just to dry that ink because it was staying wet for a long time. You can see there I got a little too close and it bent the ribbon a little bit. It kind of notched it in a little bit, kind of curled it almost a little bit. So I decided to do that a little bit more along the ribbon, just got real close for a second and then pulled the heat gun away. The only thing about this is if you do it too long, it does make a hole. You can see on the green at the end there, it made a little bit of a hole. I just ended up trimming that off, but you just do have to be careful because that ribbon can really melt, and I don't want to see you have an accident where it like lights on fire or anything like that. Okay, so I'm gonna pop a cute little gel pen inside this bag. The bag is basically a party favor bag, so you can get them pretty much anywhere at party stores or anything like that. And then I'm gonna tie this up. I did put some envelopes in there for her as well, and then I'm gonna tie it up with that multicolor ribbon. I just think this is such a cute and easy gift. You could pull this together really quickly if you prefer to use other colors. There are tons of colors of flock, first of all, or you could even use foiling. If you're interested in checking out the supplies that I used today, they will all be linked down in the YouTube description box below the video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful day.